and good morning, evening, afternoon, or whatever time you are listening to this out there in YouTube land. Appreciate you joining us for another S&S Misadventure. I'm S. The lovely lady behind the camera is also Mrs. S, and these are our misadventures. Again, we appreciate you coming along, and we are about to talk about the food on the Wonder of the Seas. Some of the venues we visited and some of the food. Just another essential that you always have to do whenever you kind of go on any cruise. It's always the question that you do have: how's the food, right? So we're going to dive into that in just a moment. So this picture of Park Cafe will let you know that we are about to talk about the food. Now, I'm not going to do Park Cafe over. That was on one of my other vlogs, actually the end of one of my other vlogs. So we won't do it again. But, we did enjoy Park Cafe. It was one of our favorite spots. It redeemed itself before the end. So I'll say that much about that. But without much other ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the other venues around the ships and the other parts that we did do. 150 Central Park was our first venue, if you remember. And right now, I am my future self. So I'm going to stop my future self and I'm going to let my past self actually tell you about this venue. Okay, guys, 7:45 seating at 150 Central Park for one of our specialty dinings. And this was on the very first night. Now, so far, it's going good. But I will finish up my review at the end on the outside. Right, guys, I'll let you guys know how everything was and how it all tied up. But so far, it's really nice. This restaurant is really laid out. It's probably an unpopular time to come, but trust me, as a person that is dealing with anxiety and all kinds of things, it's perfect for me. I'm going to spin the camera around, let you guys kind of see what it looks like. And then, like I said, we'll have a finish up on my review coming up. All right. Very bad at pronunciation.
Anyways, on a count of 1, 2, 3, start.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Sabrina. Happy birthday to you. Appreciate the backup. Appreciate the backup. All right, guys, we're going to finish up on our follow-up of 150 Central Park. You might think it's a mistake to do it on the first night, but I'm telling you guys, this was awesome. We had a 7:45 seat, and our waiter was absolutely outstanding. His name was Celio. He was so attentive to us, and he could be, because as you saw, dining room, it's not very many people in here. All the courses were fantastic. My wife ordered a pork belly, and her usual problem with the pork belly is that it has a little bit of a hard rind on it. They cooked it completely different for her. They kind of did it like the short braised rib, and that made it a whole different type of taste. And it's just goes to show you that extra level that they take on board these cruises to really get you, and get you that extra level of service. Trust me, the spoiling has already started for us. But let me cover the second course. I had the scallops, which is the some kind of honey seared scallops. Guys, listen, those things were melt in your mouth. Fabulous. It had kind of a chorizo and corn reduction around it. They were melt in your mouth. Fabulous. Again, they were melt in your mouth. Fabulous. And those were just the preemptives. When we got to the main course, we had for the main course, we both had the steak, basically the steak tenderloin. Steak tenderloin was perfect. She had hers well done. I had mine medium well, but they were both still very tender. They came out very well, very good. Had like fingerling potatoes, basically like a mashed potato type of thing with them, with some roasted vegetables. You saw it. It was good. On top of that, again, I talk about extra care that a waiter can give. And he brings me a halibut just because I liked it. I like a coarse fish. He brought me halibut right on top of it anyway. And guys, we're about overstuffed, but we had to leave room for the little cheesecake. That's the one that we recommend. That last one you saw, it looks like an apple fritter tart. It's not an apple fritter. It's a cheesecake. And he fried it, and it is awesome. So 150 Central Park. It's awesome overall. I recommend it absolutely, hands down. And especially, like I said, this first night, I'm already spoiled and it's already begun. So we're going to see if anything can top it before we come off of this. But I will catch you guys back up. And okay, guys, first up, I apologize for switching mediums on you. You're probably going to hear voiceovers and pictures for the rest of this video. I apologize for that. I was probably at my best on that very first night at 150 Central, but when chill mode set in, as I call it, chill mode, it was probably over. At that point, you get into the point where you're sailing, you're out smooth, those waters are rocking you into relaxation, and that is the end. But the Solarium Bistro was where we went and had breakfast at on our first sea day. We were religiously avoiding the Windjammer. We were hoping that this was kind of a well-guarded secret, or maybe just people hadn't been all the way over here yet, other than, everybody might not be an experienced cruiser, didn't know they served breakfast. Any little advantage that we could have with that many people on board the ship at that time frame. And I'll tell you, it kind of worked out for us on this very first day. We were trying to get up early, I think, just to find out and catch some other mediums, but to us, we got up late and got out late, which was around 9:30. For the Solarium Bistro, that's an okay time frame. The crowd didn't really get thick and bad until probably about 10:30, 10:45. We were still on in the Solarium and had already eaten and everything like that, and that's when about the crowd got like really, really super bad, can't get in there. Don't get me wrong, when you first get there, it looked like it wasn't a well-guarded secret, but we were able to get in, get seated, catch our food and everything like that. And the food, very basic, very much the same as what you get at the Windjammer. You can see it here. We're very basic type people, especially in the morning. I'll experiment in the afternoon and the evenings, but I'm not experimenting in the morning. Keep it simple: bacon, eggs, all those kind of things, toast. Give me my breakfast food, okay? I keep it very, very simple. My wife is like right behind me. You see her plate here. She did at least add some vegetables, to the morning for her stuff. She's so much better than me. She sets a great example. And I know some of you do too. And as a matter of fact, this sausage on her plate is actually chicken sausage, which leads me to another quick tip. Pay attention to your signs, because you might wind up with chicken sausage when you meant to get pork. Not saying that the chicken sausage was bad, because it was actually pretty good, which means it was probably the worst chicken sausage ever, okay? And the worst chicken sausage for any health guru in the world, if it tasted okay. But I personally like the pork, want it after the pork, and if you're like me, don't mix it up, all right? Get the pork one. And as you can see, my plate and the aftermath for that was pork sausage. I made sure to get mine to be pork sausage and everything like that. Same food at the Windjammer, maybe a couple of different stations. Maybe there was just a couple of differences, but I promise you, there's a shortcut through the galley from the Windjammer straight to the Solarium Bistro, and they just put out food, the same food, in both places. I promise you they do. Another quick tip, the last tip that I'll leave you with, these look like potatoes on my plate. They're not. I don't know what they were, but they're not. They're plantains. So again, pay attention to the signs if you're going to do that. But Solarium Bistro was definitely a good hit for that first morning. After a huge dinner and a huge breakfast, you know, believe it or not, you actually start to get to the point where you don't want very much on the ship. You know, if that's possible, if you can believe it, you do start to get to where you start to feel that food start to settle on you. You know what I mean? Cafe Promenade right here, that's pictured on the Wonder of the Seas, was one of our other favorite places to go. We actually fell in love with it when we were on the Navigator of the Seas, is when we first fell in love with it. I think we carried that through to the Independence, which we were on as well. So Cafe Promenade, I like to go there. Same type of fare, same type of light sandwiches and things like that as what are in the Park Cafe. Just the atmosphere is different. You know, I like this atmosphere setting right on the promenade. You're right kind of in the middle of things. Some things might actually happen to go on. They usually had really, really good cookies. I really enjoyed their cookies. I have to say that from that standpoint. But yeah, the atmosphere is different. Some of the food might have been some of the same. Light fare, really great atmosphere. Okay, guys, so another venue that we really enjoyed, but I feel that I have to need to defend, was Playmakers. Now, Playmakers is a kind of a sports bar-ish type. You've seen the videos from better vloggers than me. It's located in their boardwalk neighborhood on Wonder of the Seas. Now, my wife and I, again, we were first introduced to it when we went on Independence of the Seas, which it was located right in the middle of the promenade. To me, that was like awesome. It was a really good location. Kind of gave you another venue of something and some place to do. You know, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it even more on the Wonder of the Seas because it is more like a paid for venue. And it is a paid for venue. It is an a la carte venue. It is not included in your cruise fare, and then it's not included in like a specialty dining or anything like that. You're gonna have to go there, you're gonna get what you get, and then you pay for it pretty much, you know, like you would almost a normal bar. But, you know, I just enjoy and appreciate having some place that is, you know, not right there with the normal crowd. I like the fact that Wonder put it on the boardwalk. So I was very appreciative when it came down to that. It gave you another venue. At this point, the wife and I are still on our trek of avoiding the Windjammer, and by extension, now also avoiding the main dining room at this point. Now, I wished I had food of my own to kind of show you. We got there. It was kind of a backup venue. We were going to go to the main dining room, and as a matter of fact, I want to tell you that we may have visited, but we quickly recanted and quickly backed off and said, yeah, that's the end. We're going to Playmakers. So it turned out really good for us. This representation of the food that they have here, to me, is a fair representation. I feel the need to defend it because now that I have transformed into my future self, I've heard the reviews and the past self, and people expect a lot out of a venue. I say, hey, guys, how can you go wrong? It's a bar in the middle of a cruise ship. It was fabulous. Dum, da-dum, dum. You know, if I find a sound effect, I'm probably going to use it here. The main dining room, basically, by the time we got to the second night, we were playing it like traditional cruisers, or our second day, I should say. We've got this main dining room up because we decided to go to breakfast. Now, breakfast is early, and that's my real quick tip for you guys. Breakfast is early in the main dining room. Go ahead and get up. But we had all intentions of going back to sleep. We wanted to get up, try it. We're still avoiding, at this point, the main Windjammer Marketplace. And so we decided to, try it out. We'll go to the main dining room and see how breakfast is. And it was fabulous and outstanding. It was the same food, different atmosphere. Eventually, we had to wind up going to the Windjammer Cafe. You just have to, right? You eventually have to. You're going to wind up going, it's the Windjammer. It's the main one. The variety is the thing to remember here that you want. Back to the main dining room for our evening sitting. We decided to play it like traditional cruisers. We're going to go sit down. I think I'm not sure if it was a formal night or if it wasn't, but if you saw a little bit of my other vlog, the experiences that we had there. I just didn't check it out. And then in addition to that, we had a rowdy crowd that was kind of near us. Now, meaning there was not very many people. Remember, I told you we had a very late seating. And in the middle of that, we get basically us and then a rowdy group of kids that are nearby that really didn't care about anybody. So bad experience kind of all the way around from that standpoint. Next, we did the Solarium Bistro, which was the next morning, actually. We went back to the Solarium Bistro. Let me say it like that. Now, at this point, it was not a secret. Everybody knew about the Solarium Bistro. So guess what? Now you're going to have to actually do some other stuff, okay? Now you actually have to navigate your way through, because it's not a well-guarded secret. We basically went in, got our food, got a plate to cover the food, and wound up leaving out. My anxiety issues killed me, so I wound up back in the room with a covered plate of food, playing it like it was room service, back in the room. But you know what? That worked out good too, because, you know, we had a nice balcony room. I got a chance to sip coffee, watch the waves. We took our time, and, you know, we came back out eventually. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to one of the most coveted venues on the ship, in my opinion. And just in fact and reality, it is definitely coveted, and I think it should be. The Mason Jar is basically started on the Wonder of the Seas, and it was billed as like a southern type restaurant. It's unique. It's new. The Wonder was new. And even though the Wonder is no longer as new as it once was, the Mason Jar started with them. If there's no other reason to book this ship, and the venue you don't want to miss, is going to be the Mason Jar. Now, I tried to book it early as brunch, and then kind of got squirrely because I heard brunch wasn't as good. So then I got on board and tried to change it. Didn't have any problem changing it to dinner. We tried to go, and they were well overbooked. We had to wind up changing to a different night, but eventually they did get us in. Kudos to Royal Caribbean for getting us in and getting us seated so that we could enjoy the food. You're seeing some of those pictures start to come up now, and it was excellent. I mean, we were talking about deviled eggs. That's crab beignets right there. They had jalapeno cornbread. This is fried chicken. The Mason Jar was a really good venue, and I say, don't miss this venue. Bring down your expectations. It's not your Aunt Pam and Aunt Letty that did a restaurant from when, you know, y'all grew up in New Orleans. But, you know, bring down your expectations and don't miss the Mason Jar. Now, before we talk about our next dining venue here, I'm just going to acknowledge that I realize that I'm starting to do the evening dining venues, and I've slowed down on talking about some of the other various eating venues that they have across the ship. One reason is because I really honestly don't remember. Like, we were bouncing, of course, all back and forth. I know we did room service breakfast at one point, in, you know, just actually straight ordered it, and I think that was probably the very next day, just simply based off of the fact that, you know, hey, you know, we wanted to bring the Solarium Bistro back anyway, so we decided to just do room service. But, you know, they have various eating venues all across the ship. Sorrento's is the pizza place, so, you know, we got pizza, of course. And then we revisited some of our other venues that were also on there, and as well as, you know, of course, tried out the taco place up on the top deck and everything like that. So I didn't want to belittle it, but I didn't want to make this long as well. So I wanted to make sure I brought up the honorable mention before we got into our next dining venues, which is Chops. Chops is a solid steakhouse on Royal Caribbean's fleet. That's why, listen, there's one on every single ship in Royal Caribbean's fleet. And there's a reason for that, because they're solid. They're a solid, good dining steakhouse. I'm gonna tell you, I don't have any problems with them. Want to know how good I thought it was? This is where we were by the time I remembered, hey, I was supposed to be filming, or I needed to take a picture of these plates. I mean, could be enough said. You know, I'm convinced Chops Grill is a staple. Don't miss it. Okay, guys, when it comes to our last venue here, which is Wonderland, please don't think it is the least. As a matter of fact, I would almost almost rank it first if I wasn't so high on the Mason Jar and 150 Central Park and Chops. All the venues were just absolutely outstanding. However, please don't forget to follow the rabbit down the rabbit hole to the Fabulous Wonderland restaurant. I started to apologize because I had no footage. I don't know, what happened to my footage that I had of this restaurant and everything like that. And I wanted to be able to share more than just this opening picture with you guys. But you know what? No, it's an experience, and it's an experience that you should experience for yourself. Go in knowing nothing. If you can avoid watching some of the other vlogs on Wonderland, I would do it, because Wonderland is part of that experience as itself. They say IYK, UYK. So for those experienced cruisers that have been, right, if you know, right? Wonderland is an experience all itself. It's why I wanted to choose it for our formal night. We did it on our second formal night, which in truth turned out to be a mistake. We had a late seating on the second formal night, okay? It wasn't a mistake in such as we got a chance to dress up and have the experience. It was a mistake in as I say catch it early and catch it on your first formal night if you can. If you're one of those people who like to get on the ship early, who ignore what time they told you to be there and you get on early, or if you plan and you wait until 2 a.m. when you can make your reservations via offline, do it early. That's what I'm going to say about Wonderland. I know I let that run for the entire time, but Wonderland is an experience not to be missed, and it was fantastic, and would do it all over again, and can't wait to do it all over again on another ship. And there you have it. That is the end of the vlog. Thank you so much for joining us on this. As a matter of fact, it's the end of the vlog series, the inaugural series of SNS Misadventures. We brought you along on that trip. Kind of didn't intend to really vlog that trip. It was kind of loosely. I think 150 Central Park was really where I really was intending to like vlog, and the only thing I was intending to vlog, and then it turned out to be kind of a whole series. So hopefully I'll get better at bringing my information to you, whatever I did miss, whatever I didn't miss, and I hope you stay tuned for more content so that I can bring more information. And thank you very much for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will continue to bring you great content.